Hi, Eddie. Thank you for taking my call today. So basically, what we do is rank local businesses in what's called the Google Map Pack. And when you search on Google, let me actually back out here. So if I was to search for painters in Prescott, what you would see a couple times, there might be some ads over the top of it, but you'll come to this section. This is called the Google Map Pack. And when people are searching for local businesses like electricians or painters or dentists or chiropractors or anything like that, this is typically where most people go, especially on their mobile phone. When down here you would also see the call icon, so you can just click it and call that business right away. And those that are in the top three here tend to get over 92% of the total business from people doing local searches. So if you were to click down here on more businesses, that means that all these other painting companies are splitting anywhere from, on the low end, 8% up to maybe 20%. So, anywhere from 80 to 92% of the business is being taken up by the top three local results, which in this case would be Pinion, Century, and Prescott Painting here. And this is just for painters in Prescott. This is a little bit proximity oriented. So the closer you are to one of these businesses, the higher it will rank. Proximity does play into it a little bit, but we do have ways to overcome that. Now, when I was searching for your business, I initially found you on Facebook. I saw one of your ads on Facebook in one of the local business posting groups. But I wasn't able to find you anywhere else. So I searched on Google. I was looking for a Google My Business page, a website, anything else, and I can't find any other presence of your business online. And it looks like your Facebook profile is built out pretty well. It looks like you've done a good job there. But the thing about Facebook is people that look on Facebook and find businesses don't usually have intent. So you're showing your business to somebody who may at some point be interested in having something painted, but they're not actively searching for it. Those that are actively searching for a painter that have an immediate need sometime in the very near future are going to be the best leads for any kind of local business. For example, if my water main broke, I would need to call a plumber right away. That is intent. That would be me searching for something because I have a direct need for it. Rather than just hoping to keep, your painting business in the back of my head for a time that I might need it because I saw you on Facebook at some point. So, like I said, I wasn't able to find you anywhere online other than on Facebook. So as I'm scrolling down all these local results, you've got all these local painters. You can see just for Prescott alone, there are 2 pages. And I keep scrolling down. And that's it. So I'm not sure if you were I found you in one of the Prescott Valley groups, so I'm not sure if you're based in Prescott or Prescott Valley. But if I change this to Prescott Valley, and a lot of the same ones come up, but there are a few more in Prescott Valley. So down here, it looks like we've got about 5 pages. And they become less relevant the farther out you go. So if I go to page 2 here, there's some more. But the point is, you've got a fair amount of competition. There are a lot of painters in the Prescott and Prescott Valley area. And the best and fastest way to get you the most amount of business possible is to get you in the top 3. And luckily, I've pretty much got it down to a science as to how to do that. Now, normally what I do with other businesses when I'm making these videos is I would compare your website to like that of the person who's got the number 1 spot. So if I go back over to Prescott here, that's Pinion Painting. But I don't have anything to really compare it to, so I can show you, who's number 1 and why they're number 1. And and I can show you how we can get you up into that top 3 and more than likely outranking number 1 and taking over that number 1 spot. Now, I don't want you to think that this is something that can be done tomorrow. I can't get you to the number 1 spot tomorrow. This is a form of SEO, albeit it's considered local SEO, not regular SEO like most people think, like trying to rank a website, because my goal is not to rank your website. It is to build a Google My Business page, which is sort of like a social media profile for Google for business. So like if I was to click on Pinion Painting here, this isn't just some random organic result of Google indexing somebody's website. This is a Google My Business page that someone built. So they went in here and they filled out all this information. They've been collecting reviews, as you can see up here. They've listed their hours and a link to get an appointment. It's got reviews. They've got a post down here, and they've got a link to different social media down here as well. And then down below here, you can actually see some organic results from their website, from Yelp, another one for their website. But the point is that this is something that is built, okay? And when it comes to ranking your Google My Business page after we get one built, there are 3 factors that play into it very heavily. Number 1 is the way we optimize your Google My Business page. And the second one is a website and optimizing that for local SEO so that it sends stronger signals to Google that you're a legitimate business and that it should rank you higher. And then the third one is what we call basically business citations and data aggregator citations. And basically what that is that's external SEO. So that is every place that your business is listed out on the internet. But it's not the same as regular SEO. You're not trying to get backlinks from other websites and things of that nature. This is all of the different sites that are specific to listing businesses in their directories and review sites and things of that nature. So Yelp is a huge one. Local.com is a huge one. Online Chamber of Commerce is a huge one. So I can actually go over here and I can show you real quick. This is a scan that I did of Pinion Painting. And what these data aggregators and review sites and things of that nature mostly look for is what's called the NAP, name, address, and phone number. And it looks for consistency across all these different listings. The more consistent that your information is across the listings, the stronger your SEO is going to be. So as you can see, they've got Yahoo and Bing, and this is the most recent address that I could find for them, and it seems to be their main address. So Bing and Yahoo match, Facebook, Foursquare, Yelp. They don't have one on MapQuest. Superpages, Dex. Now you start getting down here into city search, and you can see there's a different address, and that is hurting their SEO. And then Easy Local, that other address, or actually it's a third address, so that's also hurting their SEO. But you can see the majority of them they actually have correct. They all match, and not only do they match each other, most importantly they match what is listed on their Google My Business page. Excuse me. So we can go down here and we can see all these opportunities that they have not taken advantage of that would allow us to outrank them. So I can go here, I can see, okay, so if I wanted to try and outrank them, if we were doing business together and I wanted to get you to outrank them, what I would do is I would go in here and I would build and optimize citations on all of these other data aggregators and sites like Yelp and Yahoo and Bing. You've already got Facebook going. And I would match all of the ones that they already have, right? And then what I would do, is go through all these other ones like listing not found or city search and continue to build out more and more. So basically what we're doing is they've already got the number 1 spot. So we know that their local SEO is the strongest out of all the painters in Prescott. So what I would do is go in there and I would match what they have already done to achieve that number 1 ranking, and then use these other opportunities like Tupelo and Avantar and GetFave to surpass where they are. So there's not much guesswork involved here. I can see what they're doing, how they're doing it, and it tells me how to outrank them. So I mean, we can go down here and we can see there's so many, more listed not found, more addresses incorrect. And this is just a short list from just an initial scan. There are hundreds of these sites, and we can essentially make it so not only do you attain that number one ranking, we can make it virtually impossible for anybody to overtake you. So in a nutshell, that's how we do it. And if I pop over to their website here, this is not a very impressive website, and there is a lot that can be done here if I was working with them hypothetically to improve their local SEO. Not least of which would be embedding a Google map down here, because if you embed a Google map, it sends a stronger signal to Google, obviously, that this is where your location is. They've got these links down here for Prescott and Prescott Valley, but as you can see down in the bottom left corner, when I hover over these, you can see that it's pointing back to different pages on their own website. If these were linking to, say, the Prescott .gov city website and the Prescott Valley city Prescott Valley website, etc., then that would send a stronger signal as well that they actually service these areas, and let Google know that they should be ranking in these cities as well, and not just at Prescott. And then putting business hours basically in the footer. You want to have the information that is on your Google My Business page and displayed the same way. So if I was to click on the hours, you can see how it's set up. I would literally take this and have the exact same format in the footer over here for business hours. So if I go to my website really quick, I can show you what that looks like. Now this looks a little bit different because you can see at the top, it's in my back office for my WordPress website, so it looks a little bit different. The header's a little bit different just because of the way it looks when I'm in here and able to edit it. But if I scroll down to the bottom, you can see I've got the review us on Google link. I've got the Google map embedded here, and you can see that I've got the hours of operation in the exact same format as it is on Google My Business. And things of this nature are huge when it comes to sending more signals to get locally ranked. And here's one more thing I do when I build my websites. This location page, you won't find it up in the main header. And the only reason there's a link down here is just for sitemap purposes. But if I click on this location page, what you can see is that there's an entire page dedicated to local SEO. So here I have an H1 tag. It says local SEO in Prescott, and then I have the different services that I do here listed as well. I've got links to a couple of pages. I'm still working on building these out because my business is still relatively new. I just haven't had time to build links to every single one of my other citations. Like I was mentioning Yelp, there's Manta, Thumbtack, there's Hot Frog, Yahoo, like all those different pages. And then you can see down here I've got the hours of operation again, another Google map embedded, phone number and address. And then as you can see, these links down here, when I hover over them, that's actually going to those government websites, the city websites themselves, to signify to Google that I serve these areas as well, and hence in the local listings I should rank for searches in those cities as well. So that's just a small part of what we do, but I think it kind of gives you the gist of how we would actually be able to get that number one spot. Because the three main things, like I said, that account for how you rank in the Google local map searches is your website, on-site SEO, and then these listings here, and then your Google My Business page. And for example, as to how one of the things that we do to optimize your Google My Business page is if we go over here, you can see all these different images. And what we actually do is any images that you have, we will geotag these images. And basically what that means is, whenever you take a picture with your cell phone these days, whether or not you have your location services on, it still tags the location. And so what we do is we take those photos and we actually geotag them, which basically gives the info of that photo the impression that it was taken at your place of business. So it looks like they were all taken at your address, just sending stronger signals to Google yet that all these pictures originated from your business address, which then again sends more signals back to Google about your name, address, and phone number, like I was saying before, being stronger. And that's just one other way we do it. But like I say, when it comes to running a local business, the holy grail of getting more and more clients is getting in the top 3. Because, whenever you search for something, most people, it's kind of like going to the second page of Google over the past 10 years or so, is most people, looking for a business, they don't usually go to the second page. Over 90% stay on the first page. And the vast majority of those don't even scroll down half of the page. So when somebody's looking for a local business, it's pretty much going to be one of these top 3. And even then, if you're in the top 3, you want to make sure that you have, a website here, directions if it's on, a desktop, and then have your phone number there. You want to make yourself as easy to contact as possible, and you want to make sure that you've got good ratings here. And that's also another service that we provide is getting you more Google reviews. And not only that, but we can also mitigate any negative reviews. So if anybody leaves you a low star rating, and you can choose what that is, whether it's 3 stars or 4 stars, we can actually send a pop-up and basically say, hey, would you rather just send us some quick feedback rather than leaving your review? And then with a tiny link at the bottom says, or you can continue on to leave your review. And most of the time people are just going to go ahead and leave feedback. And that way, the only people that are redirected automatically to leave you a review are those who choose the 5-star option or 4-star option if you want to do that as well. But that way you keep your star review rating very high. And if I was going between the 3 of these, even though this one has 5 stars, it only has 2 reviews, and it doesn't have a website, I'd probably cut that one out immediately, and it would be between these 2. And I see that one's got 4.5 versus 4.4, so I click on that one first. That's the way my logic works whenever I'm searching, and it seems to be the way statistically that most people do it too. They take these 3, figure out which one seems to have the highest value, and they click on that one immediately. So anyways, that is about the gist of it. I don't want to bore you too much with all the details. Main point being is we have a very scientific way of getting you up here. Now, to set your expectations, like I said, this can't happen overnight. This is SEO. We are at the mercy of Google as to how long it takes them to index pages. And when we're talking about tens or hundreds of external citations and a new website and things of that nature, it takes some time. So results, I typically set expectations for people to start seeing results in 3 to 6 months. Now, that being said, this is a long-term play. This isn't something like pay-per-click ads where the second you stop spending money on it, all of a sudden your client flow deteriorates into nothing. This is something that continues to build on itself, day over day, month over month, and year over year. And it is a fixed cost. It's not a variable cost. So regardless of, maybe the first month you get a couple extra leads, maybe by month 5 you're getting, 20 or 30 extra leads, per month. And then, at the end of a year, you're getting, 50 or 100, whatever hypothetical number extra leads. It's going to cost you the same amount whether you're getting 2 leads or 100 or 200 leads every month. So your costs don't go up, even though your revenue will continue to do so as your SEO gets stronger and stronger over time. So this is a very long-term play. If you're planning on being in business for quite a while, then this is definitely the best way to go. And not only that, it's the most cost-effective. So I guess I will leave it at that. Because if you want to go more in depth, I look forward to hearing from you. This video is hosted on my website, so feel free to poke around. And I hope to hear from you soon.